There are so many different disadvantages. The solution is that the people of the Niger Delta must realize what these disadvantages are, what the oppression and the neglect and all the things we're complaining about are. And the people of the Niger Delta must determine to change their fortune, to change their situation and their circumstances. And the Constitution allows for these things. We have to be bold and we have to be brave to be able to achieve these things.
Thank you. So how would referendum help states rule?
Well, referendum gives the opportunity for you and I to make our voices heard. Referendum is like an election. Referendum is like what you're doing now. You're asking me a question and I'm giving you answers. A referendum will ask a specific question. For instance, a referendum can ask the people of the Niger Delta, do you want to control and own and manage your resources? And the answer will be yes. And so if the answer is yes, then the government and the international community will now become aware categorically that this is what the people of the Niger Delta want. So referendum at this stage in the development of Nigeria, or lack of nation building in Nigeria, referendum, in my opinion, has become a very key factor since the call for restructuring has been refused, resisted, and turned down. We must ask the people in the villages, in the community, the fishermen, what do they want? We must ask the doctors, the lawyers, the politicians, the market women, the students, what do they want?
Thank you. So finally, ma'am, in your view, what are the issues encountered in governance and political parties in the Niger Delta?
The issue of politicians, politics, governance, and the people of the Niger Delta is very simply the lack of understanding by the people, by the electorate, by you and I, that politicians are our servants. They're not sweeping our homes and keeping our houses clean, but they are there to protect our interests. And that's why we vote for them. We vote for them because we don't want to go to the Senate. So we choose one person to go to the Senate. And until we understand, we, the electorate, understand these things and demand that they be so for us, the politicians will do what they are doing. And so there is a disconnect between politicians and the people. And the people must know that their vote is not for sale. The people must know that they don't have to die, they don't have to kill somebody, and they themselves don't have to be killed for them to vote. It is a basic human right to vote. Voting is making your position very clear as to what you want and whom you want. And we must bridge that disconnect. And it should start from childhood. It should start from primary school. It should start at the going into secondary, going into higher education, going into the workplace, going into unions. People must be able to speak up and demand what they want from politicians. And any politician that is not prepared to serve the people must be voted out. Unfortunately, from what we have seen in Bayelsa and from what we have seen in Kogi State in 2015 and now, we have seen very clearly that even the people who are politicians at the political party level and at Abuja level, at the federal level, have no respect for rule of law. They do what they like, and so they disenfranchise the people by conducting election of killing and bloodletting.
Thank you very much.